What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy, Bobby Ross, for coming through and boosting up the coins. So, we got some more fake pool. What's that thing when they put in a sweepstakes? Fake pool sweepstakes. We've got another top entry, folks, and I actually like this one. This one's carrying some weight, in my opinion, since Carrot Top Canelo Alvarez. He's scared of Rez. Yeah, Canelo scared Varez. He missing somewhere, man. He don't want it. I think he... I told you, man. Carrot Top, he shook right now. He been shook. I think Carrot Top really looks at fake Paul and thinks, oh, he's too big. Bivol broke that guy. Carrot Top Canelo scared Varez was talking about going up to cruiserweight to have a go on Usyk, and I was chilling for, I ain't gonna lie. Usyk would have slapped Carrot Top's head all around the place. That's what I now know, but still. Yeah, he don't want Benavidez at his own weight class. He don't even want fake Paul. Yeah, I guarantee you, next time we see Canelo interviewed, they'll say, oh, Canelo, why won't you fight Jake Paul? He'll say, oh, man, oh, you know, oh, what do I win? Oh, man, you know, what do I win? All I win is £25 on fight night. It's like, whoa, you scary ass. You can't box toffee for... I don't care, honestly, in my opinion... I don't care if fake Paul has £40 advantage on fight night against Carrot Top. I just don't. I don't know what Carrot Top doing. And it's irritating me. Anyway, Ryan Garcia's come out, rightfully so, and said the following. I've been quiet for some time. I've been cooking on some plans before my actual return to the ring. Make sure it's recording. Yeah. Here's the plan before April. Obviously, he's been banned for a year. That's why April's relevant. Exhibition in December in Japan against a guy who fought against a guy who fought aging Manny Pacquiao and tried to knock him out. Then I go after fake the cake Paul for Uncle Mike. Bash. This is exactly the play, folks. This is the play. We needed someone, yeah, who... Fake Paul's all about profile. That's why he's calling out Carrot Top. That's why he don't want nothing to do with Danny D. That's why he don't want nothing to do with Artur Imad Beterbiev. No profile. I don't think that, to be fair. Even if Dubois had a whole bunch... Even if Dubois' name was Anthony John Stewart, that makes sense in terms of clout, or Tyson Fury, he still won't want nothing to do with that. That's for damn sure. Or even if Beterbiev was Canelo, who would want that one? Yeah, and maybe there's an argument, rightfully so. I think what fake Paul sees in Canelo is the Bivol fight. He thinks, I'll be big in there, I can faff around, frustrate him, and box his head off. I actually think fake Paul believes that. If Canelo comes out and says, I'll take that fight, he'd take that fight. It's got the profile, Canelo's the best in boxing, on paper kind of thing. Not anymore, but you get the point I'm making. Pound for pound, undisputed champion. It's got enough narrative there. Big numbers. Best pound-for-pound boxer in the world, more or less. And he's small and has been beat by a big man. And for fake Paul, even though he wouldn't do nothing that Bivol could do, in his mind, his trainers will... People, fake Paul's trainers will suck him off. Or they've been sucking him off. Yeah, fake Paul's trainers they've conditioned the end of fake Paul's phallus to such an extent... Well, people, do you know what phallus conditioning is? Just conditioned it. Yeah, I'm hearing on the grapevine, fake Paul can absorb up to 12 hours per day of top-level glazing. You saw fake Paul's head coach. He's soft with it. Right? Big bulbous people. People, look at fake Paul's coach. You know he likes sucking on thing. Big bulbous looking ass Nick, man. He loved eating. His mouth game's strong, for sure. Right? And that's because 12 hours a day. Just glazing the end of fake Paul's phallus. So... Listen, when you have a trainer, yeah, when your trainer, day in, day out, just sucking you off, talking rubbish in your ear, you start to believe it. And his trainer will be telling him, oh, yes, watch this, Jake Paul, look what Bivol did, we can do this, we're even bigger than Bivol, and you're even better than Bivol. That's the narrative they'll be spinning. Oh, you just beat up Mike Tyson. You didn't, actually. You went life and death of Mike Tyson. You were scared to death of Mike. You were scared to death of Mike. Anyway... Canelo's dropping the ball, basically. That said, Ryan Garcia satisfies a lot of the criteria that Canelo does. We know when Tank fought Ryan Garcia, that was 1 million pay-per-views. Ryan Garcia's got the name. Is it as big as Canelo? Probably not, but I'd argue to some extent, Ryan Garcia has more of the kind of American side. Not so much. Canelo's got South America, Mexico down pat, right? But Ryan Garcia is more of a crossover. He's got a little bit of Mexican. I'd actually argue Ryan Garcia is more pop culture than Canelo is. That makes sense. So there's an angle there. Plus, what else do we know about Ryan Garcia? He's small. He's even smaller than Canelo in weight. I think he's actually taller in height. Let's have a look at his height. Ryan Garcia height. 174. Let's have a look at Canelo. Oh, he's taller. He's about an inch taller. So, he's got the height. He doesn't have the thick build. Canelo's got like a 40-inch neck, 100-inch legs. Pause. He's a big, stocky unit. Ryan Garcia is more lean, but he blows up. I think Ryan Garcia at one point, it's been alleged he's walking around like 190 or something when he's Balabus. That said, Fake Paul don't really care about the specificities of it. He's looking at, oh, you're a 135 pounder soaking wet. Right? We know Ryan Garcia's been down before. We know he's got the profile from the Tank fight and the Devin Haney fight. And Ryan Garcia versus Fake Paul on Netflix. I'd argue it's going to do similar numbers. It's going to do similar numbers because of that United States following Ryan Garcia has and Jake Paul has. It will come together. It'll be like a battle of the TikTok stars. Whereas Canelo versus Jake Paul, what's Canelo bringing? Canelo's bringing hardcore heads. Some of which may even get turned off by the fact he's fighting Fake Paul. No one's getting turned off of Ryan Garcia. None of Ryan Garcia's fan base are getting turned off of him fighting Jake Paul. In fact, I bet more people tune in to watch Ryan Garcia versus Jake Paul from Ryan Garcia's point of view than they did, for example, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis. So, this fight, this is the one, folks. And I believe, I think Ryan Garcia can fill into that weight. I don't think Ryan Garcia would look massively smaller if he does it right. If he spends 6 months bulking up, he's not going to look massively smaller than Canelo would. He's already an inch taller. And he's got a wiry frame, a young kind of twink, bottom type frame. That's what it is, people. He's got a wiry twink bottom type frame. But if he starts hanging out with some tops and some bears, yeah, if Ryan Garcia can transform into a bear top frame and stop twinking out, I don't even care if he to be quite frank, even if Ryan Garcia goes in there, 160 or 170, he wouldn't need to cut no weight, that's for sure. So maybe they make it a cruiserweight limit. So Ryan Garcia comes in, 175, 180. Make it a cruiserweight fight. Jake Paul weighs in 200 pounds, and that's how you do it. And I'm telling you now, Jake Paul might be in the ring at 210, 215. I'm telling you now, Ryan Garcia at 180 or whatever, will box Fake Paul's head right the way off. You wouldn't believe it. That's what would happen. Just speed. Look at Devin. Devin Haney's actually a wily vet. That's the truth. Yeah, he might have no chin, but we can't say he's a punk. Yeah, even if you think he lost to Lomachenko, he was in the mix there with Lomachenko. So Devin Haney's not a complete punk, and you saw what Ryan Garcia did to him. And Ryan Garcia didn't even have gas like that. Ryan Garcia had about 3 rounds of gas in that fight. He wasn't completely on it. He was sitting back most of the time. And that's if Devin Haney, who's been doing this since time began. And Devin Haney himself is quick. If he can't respond to the speed of Garcia, and even Tank, although it is Tank's MO, Tank always does drop rounds starting off. But even Tank really didn't have no answers. And I guess that's his strategy. He likes to wait till people get tired, and then he puts the hammer down. But still, Tank was not having an easy night with Ryan Garcia's speed. Neither was Devin Haney. And these are small men are quicker to react. Small, trained, experienced men like Devin Haney and Tank Davis are some of the most trained men or experienced men going. The amount of ring time they've had, if that makes high quality ring time, I'd argue it's probably not of the new age. It's probably not as many people as experienced from what I've heard from the sparring stories and whatnot. I mean, they were sparring each other, and you've seen Devin Haney sparring Shakur, and Devin Haney sparring Tank, and Devin Haney sparring Teofimo. So you put it all together, these guys are they know what shots look like coming at them. Devin Haney couldn't get out of the way of it, man. He couldn't get out of the way of it for Toffee. So I'm telling you, put Fake Paul slow, no experience. Even if he had it, he's no good. Put his slow, no experience, have an ass in there. And Jake Paul, Jake Paul you saw what Devin Haney tried to do. Devin Haney tried to kind of lunge in with a jab. Babash! Was it a jab? I don't know what. I don't know how Garcia caught him. I think Devin Haney tried to jab, but his guard was leaky deaky, so he'd step in for a jab. Whoop! You know what Fake Paul can do? Fake Paul's gonna look at the floor, lunge in with the right hand, lunge in with a jab. Beep! Left hook gonna catch him. That's what I believe will happen. The only question is, I do believe Fake Paul trains hard. I do believe that. Ryan Garcia, he's not more so in the new part of his career. He runs out of gas because I think he's too busy smoking and TikToking and twitching. So he ain't locked in. He'd need to be locked in for that one. I got to be honest. He'd need to be locked in. He couldn't do what he did in the Devin Haney fight, I don't think. AKA fight for 3 out of 12 rounds. He'd need to be in full fighting shape to make up for the weight difference. Because there's no point Ryan Garcia being good. Because Fake Paul's, he's not bad, but he knows how to pick up rounds, if that makes sense. And he does know how to run. So I can see a situation where Fake Paul's going to be like 6'2" or 6'1", and Ryan Garcia's 5'9". And Fake Paul if Ryan Garcia is not doing nothing like he wasn't, even Devin Haney arguably started to come back later in the fight because Ryan Garcia took like 5 rounds off. You can't do that in this type of fight. So that'd be my only reservation. But I'm telling you now, a Ryan Garcia, I don't care if Fake Paul's 215 and Ryan Garcia's 180, you'd see levels. So this is the one. Ryan Garcia needs to stop bugging out on Twitter, man, and lock in now. This needs to be his focus. What's he doing anyway? He's not serious anyway like that. And besides, even if he is serious like that, handle Fake Paul, make a whole bunch of money, do us all a favour, and then you can go back to serious boxing. You ain't lost nothing at that point. And your revere and your clout just goes through the roof. Because I actually would think, would I bet on it? I think Ryan Garcia could knock Jake Paul out. That's what I think could happen. The speed would just catch him. He's got that big old jaw as well. That jaw is designed for hooks. Yeah, the big Habsburg jaw that Fake Paul has. It's like this from the side. The side profile of Jake Paul's jaw. Yeah, Habsburg, and the Habsburg jaw is great at absorbing frontal force. So straight jab and straight shots, you're not gonna do nothing. It's just too good. Look, but from the side, it creates extra torque around the pivot of the spine. So you best believe it. Yeah, that left hook from Ryan Garcia will spin his head up because there's too much here, there's too much leverage there. Beep! He'll tip it on the end and just start spinning, oscillating round. You best believe that one. So I want to see this fight, and it's the only one would I prefer to see after Imaz Beterbiev in there. Fake Paul's never going to go for that. You need to be small enough and have clout enough. And Ryan Garcia ticks both of them boxes. And since Canelo don't want to step up, I think this is actually probably the next step. I think it's the next step. Jake Paul, he's a young boxer. We know he's always going to fight small people. He's never going to fight a young guy his own size. But I like this. I like Fake Paul thinking he's got an edge. I really do, because it'd be sweet. Because whatever you say about Ryan Garcia, yeah, he's not a punk. Yeah, he quit against Tank. But Tank's a serious guy, right? But Ryan Garcia, he looked pretty. Yeah, his body's a bit twinkish, but he's been in the gym, man. Yeah, he's not virgin when it comes to taking shots. Fake Paul is virgin when it comes to taking shots. He's in there with just bums. Jake Paul don't get no sparring with real cruiserweights or real light heavyweights. You don't bring none of them in. They're all bums you never heard of before. No one, they ain't done nothing. They're complete bums. They're like almost college level fighters. That's what Jake Paul finds. Whatever you say about Ryan Garcia, he knows he's not going to be in there with Fake Paul shitting himself. He would have felt it all before. Yeah, and all the clumsy. Jake Paul made a hard night of it with a man with one leg at the weekend. He wasn't even able to light mic up like that. Oh, I heard Ade talk sports shilling. Oh, well, I know Jake let off him. No, you didn't know that. If you knew what you was looking at Ade, you'd know he never let off that. He had no answers. He was scared to death. And if you're scared to death from a man with one leg who's gassed, Mike was finished after round 2 for sure. He had nothing left to offer after round 2. And if you're making a meal of it, with a man with one leg in a 50-foot ring, Ryan gonna tear that ass up. If you can't confidently get off on Mike, you ain't gonna catch Ryan like that. And if you anytime Fake Paul tries to step in, Ryan's gonna put hands together quick, and Fake Paul will have never, because he spars pure bums. Yeah, you see the bulbous dudes that Fake Paul spars with. They're slow. I don't care that they're heavyweight. Still, they're slow as molasses, clumsy. And it's like, and Jake Paul looks. He's having life and death spars with them. To be fair, He will never have seen. And you can say, well, RB, you said this about Mike Tyson. I said before the fight, I thought Mike Tyson would show fake Paul power he's never seen before. We didn't know how shocked Mike was, but even so, fake Paul felt something. Because if he didn't, he wouldn't have been touching and leaping out the back door and running off, sprinting off and clinching. He'd have made it entertaining. So, oh, you know what? This old dude ain't got nothing for me. I can see it all coming, and I don't respect the power. So I'm just gonna stand here, spark stuck in the mud, and just catch his shots and touch his body. He didn't do that. He ran. Jake literally boxed a picture perfect fight. That's the kind of performance. How Jake Paul boxed against Mike Tyson is how you'd expect someone to box against Arthur Aymar Batabival's head. Yeah. Really political. Your butt twitching the whole way through, like Bivol did. To be fair, if Bivol had won that fight, that's how you have to. That's how you have to fight him, because you're scared to death. You're scared to death. So you're scared to death of a 59 million year old man. That's what he was. And Ryan Garcia teared that ass up. So Ryan Garcia needs to focus now. Get off Twitter. Get off Twitch. Stop streaming. And lock in on this guy, because you ain't doing nothing anyway. You're fighting some bum in December, whatever. This is the one now. Ryan Garcia, you come out. He's the perfect guy. I hadn't thought of him before, but he's the perfect guy. His career's a joke anyway, but it could be a bigger joke, right? A more lucrative joke. A more profit maximising joke if he got in there with fake the Cake Paul and beat his ass. Just make sure the ring ain't 20, even if it was 24 foot, I'd still back Ryan, but it should be a normal sized ring, 20 feet. Well, you need maybe a big ass. And Ryan Garcia will just stalk forward, similar to the Tank fight. He won't. I don't believe he'll respect what Fake Paul's doing, because he'll see it all coming. Ryan Garcia will see all them big, slow, cumbersome, like whacking shot. He'll see them coming, and he'll just whip, and he'll put a 3-piece out, and Fake Paul will be like, whoa, getting his block spun up. But this is the fight, folks. That's possible, unless there's a miracle and Carrot Top pops out of somewhere and says, "Oh, we can do it." Which I doubt. Unless that happens, it's Ryan Garcia. That's the one that actually is possible here. No one else can do it. People are talking about, oh, Jake Paul should fight Wilder. I mean, God forbid that. Wilder would fill him in, you'd like to think, but he is shot, man. I'd back him. I'd have to back him. I'd have to back Wilder to fill Jake Paul in, just on principle, but you just don't know it, Wilder, do you? You know, he probably get paid. Wilder's on that kind of cabal tips now. If Fake Paul tells him, hey, man, take a dive, he'd probably take a dive at this point. Because we saw how bad he went out versus Joe Parker, for example, who can't punch. So Fake Paul can't punch, but that's the point I'm making. He can faff around. He's good at faffing. And Wilder's just scared to throw his hands. So maybe Jake Paul faffs his way through that fight. As sad as that is to say, I could see Fake Paul faffing now. I wouldn't bet on it, but I'm saying I'd back Wilder to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Wilder's gunshot against Fake Paul. Because he might, obviously it depends how finished he is. But if he's as finished as some of us expect he is, Wilder might get his boxed off by Fake Paul. No, I'm only messing. I couldn't. Well, there's a chance. There's always a chance. There'll be some odd for it, wouldn't there? Wilder versus Jake Paul. I couldn't possibly think Jake Paul would have a chance. But yeah, Ryan Garcia, get in there with this guy, man. Handle this work. This is the perfect thing we're looking for. And Ryan Garcia then go after Jake for Uncle Mike. That's the spirit here. This ain't about clout chasing. That's what all the talk sport homosexuals are pushing out there to shill for their top cabal general. Fake Paul, fake the Cake Paul. Yeah? Mr. Dinner Lady of the Year. Bingo wings looking ass. Yeah? Oh, well, it's bad. It's bringing the sport into disrepute. No, you're paid to shill for Fake Paul. This ain't no disrepute. It's one fight. It's 36 minutes or whatever. If Ryan Garcia go in there and light his ass up, well, what's in disrepute? Yeah, this is boxing. Fake Paul doesn't claim to be in WWE, for example. That's the shtick he's on. He claims to be the face of boxing. Well, if you're the face of boxing, get in there with Ryan Garcia. And if Fake Paul beat Ryan Garcia, yeah, a young, even if he's small, I don't care. We was only the other day we were saying that I reckon Floyd, I'd back Floyd to beat Jake Paul regardless of the size, but it would be a closer fight because of the size and his age. But Ryan Garcia's got the age on his side over Floyd. Does he have the skills? Obviously not, but at this age, speed kills, man. Speed kills, and Ryan Garcia knows his way around the ring enough to deal with Fake Paul. Look at his confidence in there with Devin Haney. Whatever you say about Devin, he's not a punk like that. Ryan Garcia had a supreme confidence against Devin Haney, who's an established fighter in his own right. Whether you think he lost Lomachenko or not, he's up there. And Ryan Garcia beat his ass. And he beat his ass and had about 2 rounds of gas. That's even more phenomenal. It's one thing if someone comes in 10 out of 10 shape and they beat your ass. Ryan Garcia, he weren't in shape like that, I don't believe. He weren't in shape at all. So he's a phenomenal athlete. And he would phenomenally light up Fake. In a way, I think the size will make it more interesting. I think it'd be like, oh, Fake Paul's so big. But seeing someone that big get slapped around and running around for their life is entertaining, especially with Fake Paul. Because Fake Paul was running around from 50-year-old Anderson Silva. Watch that fight. He was running around from 45 million-year-old Tyron Woodley. Running. He ran in that fight. 60-year-old Anderson Silva. Running. He ran in that fight. He would run against Ryan Garcia as well. Ryan Garcia too quick. He knows too much. He knows about the game too much. That's what would happen. Oh, the moody microphone. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. People, smash the like button, subscribe. Look off the bell 100%. There's no doubt about this one, people. Stop it.